I'm Cindy.
I'm Christine.
And today we are making lotion candles live from Candles and Supplies in Quakertown, Pennsylvania in our beautiful classroom here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's winter time for dry, chapped skin. I know mine's getting drier by the day as the cool fall air comes into Pennsylvania here. Lotion candles are an amazing way to keep your skin moisturized and stuff like that. So they're typically, they are an ahydrous lotion, which means there's absolutely no water in them, and they're a candle. So essentially, what is a lotion candle? A lotion candle is made from at least 50% soy wax, and then the other 50% can be anything else you want, butters, oils, is that whatever your skin wants, and for the contents. So it really is a candle because it has a wick. Right?
Why do you use soy wax?
Why do you use soy wax? Excellent question. So soy wax is excellent for your skin. It's really, soy is one of the only things that'll regenerate your skin cells. Anything else that you put on your skin kind of puts a protective barrier on it, will protect your skin, but
So
soy
like
actually
would protective barrier.
Right, exactly. But soy actually regenerates your skin cells. So it helps with, dry, chapped, any kind of like angry skin conditions and stuff like that. So lotion candles look like regular candles, look just like them. We typically use a wider jar for them so you can get the lotion, put your hand in, get the lotion out and everything like that. So how do they work? So what you do, you light up the candle.
Not too much mouthful quite yet.
Yeah. So this one I just literally lit like 10 seconds ago. Hasn't gotten too much mouthful, but you light up the candle. Now these candles, since it's a skincare product, it's a lotion candle. We're only using 2% fragrance. So these are not going to fragrance your home, but they are going to make a nicely scented lotion, right?
Okay.
Any skincare product, we recommend using like 2% fragrance or essential oil in it. So you're not going to light these to light your home or to fragrance your home. You're just going to use the melted wax on your skin. So this one's been lit for a little while. Flame's kind of bright, so you see in here the melted wax. What you do is just dump that out on your skin. And it's not too hot, and then you would just rub it into your skin to make it softer and moisturize.
Get yourself nice and greasy right before we start doing a bunch
Sure
of things.
I'm gonna make you do everything, so it doesn't matter if I'm greasy. I'm gonna be.
Okay.
Oh, that's really nice. So this one we made, I think we did a Facebook Live last year. This was a pumpkin butter lotion.
Yeah, pumpkin butter lotion.
Yeah, so we made that.
Might do this in a
really
workshop
nice.
or something, because I feel like this is a label from a workshop.
Oh yeah, that does look like a workshop. Okay,
Yeah.
Could be, but it's still nice. So
Yeah.
it's still nice. Oh, that's really nice. And I'm not even that greasy. So typically when I'm choosing the other butters, I mean, soy wax isn't too greasy. And when I'm choosing the other butters too, I like ones that like soak into your skin. And don't provide, don't give like this oily barrier or anything like that on there.
Nice.
So it is very nice though. Yeah. Excellent. Well, let's teach everybody else how to make them instead of us just standing here enjoying them, right? Okay. So what do you need to make a lotion candle? It's actually pretty simple. Pretty much all the things that you probably already have for your candle making right now. You need a base wax. Typically you're going to use 100% soy wax. The Golden Brand's 415. Or a coconut wax with there's many different coconut waxes blends that you might like. Today we're actually going to use our brand new coconut wax that just arrived. It's pretty amazing. It's the Golden Brand's 454, so it's a brand new soy coconut blend. Why I like the coconut waxes over soy wax? So soy wax is great, I love that, but the coconut in there is very easily absorbed into your skin. So anything that you put in here is going to soak into your skin really, really nicely. So by using coconut wax, that's the added benefit. Remember, I don't like my skin to be greasy and oily and gross. So the coconut oil helps deliver all these skin nutrient things deeper into your skin.
You don't have to.
I forgot to turn my phone off.
And then you don't have to add coconut oil to your lotion candle.
Exactly. Yeah. So we always recommend it if you're just using soy wax, add a little bit of coconut oil in there, and that way it gets delivered into your skin too. It goes a little deeper into the layers to moisturize a little more. So, but we don't need that with coconut wax. So again, we start out. We have our wax melting over here, and you can do this if you're doing smaller batches. I stepped out again. If you're doing smaller batches, you can just melt your ingredients in your pouring pitcher or whatever you have to melt the wax. So turn that on. So we have our wax melting. Now we're going to choose our other ingredients. So you need the waxes, you need some butters, oils, that type of thing. So over here we have just kind of a little menagerie of butters. We have shea butter, mango butter, almond butter, avocado oil, and then cocoa butter. You need wicks, a jar to pour it in, obviously. So we're using a tin today. You can use anything. I find like when I travel and go places, not only do I like to bring my own soap, I also like to bring like a lotion candle or something like that. And tins make it much easier than jars. Yeah, glasswares. Make sure you want to check it though. They don't. TSA hates candles and carry-ons, so you want to check it in there. So, but a tin. I like the tins because people like to travel with lotion and stuff like that. Then they kind of have a candle and a lotion and everything all in one. So we're using tins today. Of course, we have our burn labels. We have a wick and our little wick stickum. So Christine is going to be the maker here. So those are the things you need. And then for equipment, you need some type of pouring pitcher, heat source, a scale to weigh your stuff out, and that's about it. Maybe a spoon to stir it all up. So just your normal stuff that you'd normally make any kind of candles with. And one thing, all right.
Besides butter and oils.
Butter and oils, yeah. And then for this one, you can use fragrance oils or essential oils. This is the only time we recommend using essential oils in candles is for lotion candles. The reason why, I know you were going to ask that, why? I know you know that. But the reason why you can use essential oils in these is you don't light them up for very long. So literally you're lighting up the candles for maybe a couple minutes at the most. So it's, even if it has a lower flash point, it's probably not going to catch on fire. It's not going to smell bad. It's not going to have time. The only thing you want to do, you just want to get the melted wax. Took my candle. So you just want to light it long enough to get melted wax to pour onto yourself. Yeah. So literally you can tell as this one's been lit a couple different times, it's only gets lit for a little bit at a time. And a lot of times the lotion candles are so soft, you don't even have to light them. You can scoop the wax and just use it directly on your skin anyway. So essential oils will be fine for that because they are very good on skincare products and stuff like that. And it's not going to give you any of the negative effects as making candles with essential oils. So this is the only time we're recommending essential oils in candles because they are pretty wonderful in the lotion candles. And then as far as wicks go, theoretically you want a nice hot wick. So you don't have to wick it for the size jar that you're doing and everything. Because remember, this is not going to fragrance your area or anything like that. The main goal in this is to light it up and to get a big melt pool faster, right? So you don't want the candle lit that long. You're just going for the melt pool. So I literally just take, the biggest wicks that we have here, put them in. They're obviously safe in the tins. They're not going to break. And you don't need a melt pool like an inch deep where you're going to be pouring like hot wax all over yourself. It's going to go everywhere. You only need a little bit of wax. So a really hot wick will do it.
If you happen to use a smaller wick, do you think the butter or oil would interfere with the burn of it and it wouldn't get much of a melt pool?
Excellent question. So that's another good point. So we know that soy wax burns. It makes a nice candle and stuff like that. Other butters and everything have different burning characteristics. So for instance, cocoa butter. If you try to make a candle just out of cocoa butter, it would not very burn well. So it would tunnel down and it would clog up the wick and not make a very nice candle. So since we're adding things like cocoa butter and stuff like that, a big wick is just going to help it get a melt pool a little faster too. So that's a good point since we're using things like that. So to put in there. All right, let's get started. So the first thing we always want to do is prep our jar. So Christine's going to demonstrate how.
Yes.
First thing you do is put the burning label on the bottom. Always use a burning label no matter what kind of candle you're making. Always, always, always put that on the bottom.
And then we tend to like put it on the bottom first so you don't forget to do it later.
Yeah, because after your candles are made, you're going to want to try them. You're going to want to enjoy them, stuff like that. Nobody ever remembers to turn the candles over and put the label on at the bottom. So you probably do both at once too.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah. So in case you didn't see that, here goes the burn label on this one. Tin number 2, burn label. That's fine. Next, you'll put the wick in. And if you've taken one of our candle making classes,
The Wick Stickum tape, double-sided.
and you know that an ordinary straw becomes a wick tube, why aren't you using this?
Because it's so little, I don't need it.
You can put the wick right in the tube. Show them. This is one of my favorite tricks in the world. So you can use a regular drinking straw and you can squeeze it and then you have control of your wick. It's not going to go anywhere. Works better on a deeper jar. So these shallow tins,
You don't really need it.
You don't really need it. So, but I like using them anyway.
Alright.
And so she's just going to stick the wick in the middle of the camera too. That's pretty good. Good job. So again, you're going to wick your jars the same as you would every other candle that you make. Only you're using a bigger wick. And then we can put the wick bar on the top. All right. Then I bend the wick over. Christine doesn't bend the wick over, but when I wick my candles, I like to bend the wick over so that it doesn't travel around the jar, kind of keeps it in place and under control. All right, so we have our 2 jars prepped and everything. Now the fun part, to design the recipe. So we know these are 2 8-ounce candles, so we're going to do a 16-ounce batch of wax, right? 1 pound, nice and simple. I mean, obviously, if you're doing bigger batches, smaller batches, whatever, you can divide out and multiply out however you need. But we're going to do a 1 pound batch. So 50% would be 8 ounces of soy wax, right?
Right.
So we know that 8 ounces of the recipe is going to be soy wax. So the other 8 ounces is open to different oils and butters, whatever we shall choose. Now this is where you can get really creative. You can make, the lotion candles for, super dry chapped skin, that type of thing. You could also do like a lighter one if you use lighter oils. By lighter oils, I mean something that's in a liquid form. Okay.
At room temperature.
At room temperature, yeah. So one thing you have to, be aware of. So if you're doing 50% soy wax and then 50% a lighter oil like this avocado oil, your candle's going to be very, very soft, right? So if you're shipping your candles out or if you're selling at like a marketplace where it's warmer,
In the summer.
it's going to become liquefied sooner. So it's also going to be very easy. There's, what they call scoopable lotion candles where there actually is no wick. You don't have to put a wick in there and light it up. You can just scoop it out with whatever. So keep in mind, the higher content of this, like a lighter oil you have in there, the softer your candle's going to be. And that goes for like the butters too. So like this almond butter. So you can tell on this almond butter, by the way I can squeeze the container, it's very, very soft. And if you look at it, it's very, very soft. So this is also going to make a soft candle. It's going to be softer than the wax. It's going to make a soft candle. So just kind of keep that in mind so your candle doesn't end up like a juicy mess at the end. You want it to be a little on the harder side. And then on the other end of things, like cocoa butter. So these are cocoa butter wafers. And they're very hard. So if you see these, you can snap these and they snap. They're that hard that they snap. If you have like melted cocoa butter just all in a container, it's very, very hard. So on the other end, if you do like 50% soy wax, 50% cocoa butter, you're going to have a very hard candle that may not burn and get like a little bit of a melt pool like you like. So you kind of have to balance everything out. Light oils with medium, with your soy wax, you always want 50% of your base wax in there. So shea butter. So shea butter is soft, but it congeals very nicely. It tends to be, and it's formed like that. So it is soft, but it tends to not make your candles too soft either. So shea butter is nice. I personally prefer mango butter. So mango butter works like shea butter. Again, it's soft, but it'll keep your candles. It's about the same kind of melt point as your wax. So today I think I'll use shea butter though instead of the mango butter. All right. So when we're designing this, we have 8 ounces of other things that we're going to do. We're going to keep it nice and simple. I'm not going to get too complicated and do too many things. I find when I have too many ingredients in a recipe, you don't really know what is working well for your skin.
What
and
you
not.
like and what you don't like.
Yeah, exactly. When we do our lotion candle classes here, we have all the oils and butters out and make everybody get all greasy. Try this on your skin, see how you like it. And that way, when you're designing your candle, you'll know what exactly is in there and how it's going to feel on your skin because you've tried the raw oil right on your skin.
Right.
So try out your butters and oils, see how you like them. So we have little samplers too. So if you're not sure, get a little sampler. They're only 2 ounces, not a big commitment or anything like that, but you can really find out what you like on your skin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good way to try everything out. So, okay. But for today, so our 8 ounces, we're just going to take 2 ounces of cocoa butter, 2 ounces of avocado oil, right? Because we have a really hard one and a really light one, so they should cancel each other out. So again, she's just like when you make candles, everything gets weighed out. So she's weighing that out. All right, so we have 2 ounces of cocoa butter. And then we'll do 2 ounces of avocado oil. Avocado is also a nice oil that is not greasy and goes into your skin real nice and makes your skin soft without feeling like too oily, too sticking on the end. What else wonderful things does it do for your skin, Christine?
An excellent choice for stressed, dry, and chapped skin, moisturizing while low probability of clogging skin pores. Easily absorbed, it stays on skin to act as a protective barrier.
I thought you were going to say it's good for stress at first. Like, oh my gosh, that's great. Stressed skin.
Well, I mean, if you're stressed, your skin's probably stressed.
Yeah, sorry. Good point. Good point. I was like, maybe we better double that. So then we have 2 ounces of cocoa butter, 2 ounces of avocado oil. We want 8 ounces total because we're making a 1 pound batch. So we have 4 left. I vote we do all 4 in shea butter.
Whoa, big commitment.
Yeah, it is a big commitment. Shea butter is really nice though. So we're just melting these on the griddle. Get a little melt. Next, Christine's going to weigh out our soy wax, the other 8 ounces, because if we add the melted soy wax to our butters that are melting, they'll probably melt a whole lot quicker. And again, so if you don't have a melter like that, you can just put your whatever base wax you're using. Again, we're using the new coconut wax, the 454. But if you're using 415 or whatever other soy or coconut wax you want to use, you can melt that in with your butters too, as long as you're weighing everything out. So the weight of waxes, whether it's liquid or solids, exactly the same. We're going by weight ounces, not weight volume. So it's exactly the same whether it's melted or not melted. So the next thing we're going to weigh out is our fragrance oil. So typically when we make candles, we're using anywhere from a 6 to 10% fragrance oil, right? But since this is a skincare product and a lotion product, we don't want to use that much. We only want to use 2%. So typically 2% is enough on a skincare product to get it to smell really nice without being, crazy. You don't want to smell like that for the rest of your life or until you grow new skin. You just want it to scent your skin, whether it's a lotion, soap, whatever. And
some people have fragrance sensitivity too, so if you overload it too much, that can come into play.
Exactly. All right. So for the fragrance oils,
0.15.
2% of 16 ounces. We're gonna separate this into 2 different ones. Since we're making 2 different candles, we'll actually separate the batch. So 2% of 16 ounces is actually 0.3. But since we're doing 2 different ones, we'll divide that in half. So it's 0.15. So she's gonna do lavender essential oil. This actually, lavender essential oil makes a very nice lotion candle. One of my favorites. I like these, so lotion candles I typically, light and use. I light candles at night and stuff like that, but then when it's a lotion candle, I actually put, lotion on before bed. So on elbows, hands, heels, anywhere where skin can be really dry and rough. And then this kind of just, works its magic overnight and stuff like that. So the lavender is very nice to calm you down.
It's true that it's a good sleeping one.
Yeah. And we're not going to add these till the wax and butters are actually fully melted. So everything's getting along nicely here. Coming along.
All right. And then do positive mindset.
Yeah, another thing. Another good one to keep on your skin at all times.
Exactly.
All right. Give those a stir. How are they looking in there?
The shea butter is still a little clumpy, but everything else is pretty good.
This is kind of like chocolate too. So when you're melting oils and butters in there, if your wax is melted, if you keep stirring it, it'll melt. So then after these are melted, we'll separate the batch into the 2 different pots, and then we'll add each of the fragrances in there and then just pour into the jars. So we never use color in these either. So I didn't talk about color at all because you shouldn't really use color in them. Maybe you could use a light amount of color, very, very light amount of color. But if you've ever worked with candle dyes and color and stuff like that, you know that it does come onto your skin, and then you'll have to grow new skin before the candle dye wears off. So
especially the reds.
Especially the reds. Yeah, the reds tend to kind of go everywhere. So all right. So she has her 2 separate batches there.
All right. Lavender essential oil first.
Mhm. And since we're not using a lot of fragrance, we're not worried about the fragrance bonding with everything in there.
We have to worry about a pouring temperature.
We do not have to worry about a pouring temperature or whatever. It's just when melted. I mean, theoretically, we want to keep these oils and butters at the lowest temperature possible anyway. So, especially if we're adding essential oils. So as long as it's melted, that's good. You don't want to get them really hot. So,
Might not have measured well.
all right, it's that one. You know what I was thinking for these? So like lotion candles are amazing, but if you poured these in a little clamshell, so if you use one of these little clamshell thingies, wouldn't that make a nice little lotion bar?
Definitely. And then we did try the 454 in clamshell, and it does come out. So
Yep.
we're good.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
454
I have
does.
leftovers. It's fine.
Pour it in here. I want to try
Okay,
this
let's see
size.
how this goes.
Ta-da. We need more. You can just keep that warm and pour more. So ooh, that's perfect. We got little lotion bar cubes
Yeah.
too.
See how
So
that goes.
yeah. So that's about it. Nice and easy. So very, very easy. And like Ash said, this will set you apart. There's not too many, production lotion candles out there. It's a unique kind of product too.
They're also known as massage candles too.
Massage candles. It used to be massage candles. Now it's lotion candles. Yeah, so that's it for lotion candles. Nice and easy.
Super easy.
Yeah, look for our blog post so you'll be able to like print out the instructions and stuff. Have fun formulating it. Formulating your lotion candles is like 90% of the fun because you can tailor the recipe. You can use everything that you like and do different things for different seasons, that type of thing. So thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining us this Wednesday. Have a great rest of your week. See you next week.